as it were, of course, was taking care of a number of issues that affected people within the Caribbean and the African countries. But whatever is being introduced at the moment, actually, originally, we say that the agreement addressed the issues of human rights, but whatever is being introduced currently, as many members have said, we have seen that they're talking about explicit sexual education to children. And considering that most African countries, we have cultures, we belong to different cultures where we have our own way of doing things. Our children, and of course, even here in Kenya, even issues of marriage for children, we only say that you can only get married after attaining the age of 18. If anybody wants to introduce an issue where we are going to expose our children to sexual education when they have not attained the adult age of 18, then that is something that would say we would not be able to agree to that. Mr. Speaker, the issue of LGBTQ, which is about men marrying men and women marrying other women, that is an African, because as we all know, in the African society, we have never had anything of that sort where women are marrying women, because we knew that from the beginning, a man was meant to marry a woman for purposes of reproduction. Even if you go back to the Bible, when God created man and eventually created woman, they were actually meant to be co-creators. They were meant to work together with God for purposes of creation. You can only create, you can only bring forth a human being when there is consummation between a man and a woman. There is no reproduction that is going to happen when a man marries another man and a woman marries another woman. So beside our African culture, we also find that where we belong, and I profess the Catholic faith like the speaker, even in our own faith, this is something that it is not acceptable, because all we know is that man, woman are supposed to come together to reproduce and to bring forth life, which does not happen when a man marries man or woman marries a woman. The issue of abortion. When we want to allow abortion to happen at any particular moment, we are saying that whatever God has created, we are giving man that opportunity to go ahead and murder, because that's the way I would put it as a Catholic. And Mr. Speaker, I believe that whatever is being introduced by the Europeans in this particular treaty is an African, is against our religion, is not even in the original treaties that were being signed by the Caribbean and the African countries. It's something that is being introduced. And I understand from reading through the report that even the parliamentarians or the members of the Pan-African, Caribbean Parliament have not even been consulted on the matter. It is just something that is being introduced. And Mr. Speaker, I would stand to say that the treaty as originally was is something that would be acceptable. But whatever is being introduced now, Mr. Speaker, I would definitely and vehemently oppose. And thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Kangara, Honorable Rosa Buyu, you want to contribute to this motion? The MP for Kisumu West is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, right from the onset, I'd like to say that I support the motion.